I'm here.
I've got Tom around the line.
Today,
I'm great.
I've read some comments of some people who have listened to your music. They're comparing you to the likes of Nelly Furtado and Michelle Branch. When you hear that, what are your immediate thoughts?
Well, I think they're both really great artists. So I think it's definitely a compliment. It's interesting because they're both very different.
Yes, they are. They are.
They're both very different, but they're both strong females with strong opinions and very distinct sounds and no, I think it's a huge compliment. I think that's really cool. I've never heard that comparison before. So
Yeah, and I think they had that when they were commenting on the New Day single. So
Got it.
Yes. At what point in your life did you decide, hey, I want to be a musician. I want to, pursue this dream?
Well, I always grew up singing in the house.
Mm-hmm.
So my dad plays piano and guitar, and he would always play these what we consider now old 70s records. And I was very much influenced by that growing up. And then, I always had this thing for singing.
Mm-hmm.
I was always in musical theater when I was in high school and and middle school, and it was something that just came very, very naturally to me. So I just kind of always knew that I was going to get into it.
What kind of job or jobs did you have kind of before you decided you wanted to become a full-time musician?
Well, I actually worked at a Cheesecake Factory as a hostess.
Okay.
which was a lot of fun.
It sounds kind of dangerous if you ask me. Wow.
I know, it's very, very dangerous. Trust me.
Yes.
My friends and I we'd always, because they have extra cheesecakes at the end of the night, and whatever they don't use, we would just always end up eating the dessert. So,
wow.
Yeah. So that was a lot of fun. Right out of high school, I got a record deal, so it was one of those things where I've always kind of been able to pursue music as my primary job, which is great.
Back in 2008, you entered a contest called the One Republic Apologize cover contest, and you happened to win that. Can you tell me what happened when you found out that you won?
I really didn't expect. I really didn't know what to expect after winning it. I certainly didn't think that I was going to get a record deal and I was going to be making a record a couple months later. So it's one of those things where I was thrilled. I was absolutely thrilled. I mean, I honestly, I didn't know what to expect. It was one of those things where I did it just thinking it would be great getting some content up on YouTube. And ended up turning into this amazing opportunity and this amazing experience. And now
New Day was the release that was a result of your win. It was featured on the season 5 finale of The Hills on MTV. Can you kind of tell me your inspiration for the lyrics and kind of the composition of the song?
Well, New Day was actually written years before it was probably written like 4 years ago. And I've really been working on this record for about 4 years. It's taken a long time to get to this point, but it was written about overcoming struggle and being in situations that aren't necessarily good, but being able to find a way out of them and being a stronger person because of the fact that you could get out of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally.
A lot of my songs, I put a lot of emphasis on my lyrics. I think melody is incredibly important, but I like to be able to tell stories through my words, and that's something that I'm really proud of on this record. I think each song is lyrically very poignant and very definitive of who I am personally and artistically. So
now on this record you've worked with Ryan Tedder, one of the best songwriters out there, I think, today.
And he's amazing.
What was it like for you to work with him?
It was a great experience. I mean, you can't really say otherwise. It was the thing that I was the most impressed about with him was, and Brian together for this record. So the two of them are just, they're very quick, which I think is, that's actually a hard thing to be. It's hard to be a good songwriter, and then it's hard to be a songwriter that writes songs quickly. And they write songs incredibly fast, but they're each just incredible songs. It actually taught me a lot about, it's funny because songwriting is a process that takes, I don't think you can ever perfect songwriting. I think it's just it's something that you gradually get better at.
Right.
And, so each experience, each session is a learning experience. With them, it was really cool to see how they work.
Yeah.
Every time you work with someone new, you pick up certain traits from them and you apply it to your own songwriting. So it was a great experience. It really was. They're both so talented. So
Now, as far as musical artists go, are there any that you would like to collaborate with in the future?
Yeah, my major influence is Billy Joel. So I would love to write with him or to do something with him.
Now, when you said your album's coming out this spring, and now do you foresee a tour in the future or anything to go along with the record?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you hope that you get an opportunity to open up for somebody that's really great. Hopefully during the summer I'll definitely I'll be on some kind of tour, and definitely doing something to support the album and just kind of get my music out there, and have people come out to my show.
What kind of hobbies or interests do you have outside of music?
Outside of music, I love to paint. Actually, not many people know that. I'm a huge fan of painting. What else do I really like to do outside of music? I'm a huge exercise freak.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way. It just helps me relax. That's running. I love to run. Going to the beach really relaxes me. Just